Hi everybody, so I'm going to talk you guys through Chapter 8 of the Powerful Professional Development, and that's all about teacher inquiry and action research. So the first is, what is teacher inquiry or action research? Teacher inquiry can go by a ton of different names. As you see, there's a slash even in the title. So teacher inquiry is the same as action research, teacher research, practitioner inquiry. Anything like that would fall under this. And a basic definition from the book is it's a systematic, intentional study by teachers of their own classroom practice. So this is the idea of you notice something's happening in your classroom or a trend that occurs, and you wonder, oh, I've read about this new technique. I want to see if it helps, with your kids. So you create a plan, you put the plan in action, you reflect upon that, gather data. And then it just kind of tells you more about the teaching aspect of your classroom and what works, what doesn't. And so I pulled a quote from the very first page of the book. It says, whether completed individually or collaboratively, action research allows a teacher to raise questions about his or her teaching and come up with solutions for improving it. So it's really self-driven, classroom-driven, which is really neat about it. So teachers can be their own researchers for what they feel like they need to research. So there are basically 5 simple steps to accomplish any action research. The first one is to come up with a question. So to identify a problem within your school or within your classroom and kind of see what you could go from there, maybe do a little bit of research with that. After doing some research or talking to somebody else, you can come up with an action plan to kind of think about how am I going to combat this question, or how am I going to gather data within this question. And once you come up with a plan, you're going to put the plan to action, collect data, and research. So the data collection is actually pretty simple because all of this stuff is within a classroom. So you're going to collect data like you normally do. Look at quizzes and tests. You can look at, progress as they move through different activities or different worksheets or whatever it might be. And so once you're starting to get those things together, you're going to want to do more research on it and kind of see what the trend is and if it matches your classroom. After you do a lot of that, you're going to reflect and make connections. So if I did this, this occurred. If I didn't do this, that did occur, whatever it might have been. Or you might see some similarities from what you did to other research that you saw as well, kind of put that together. And then most importantly, you want to share your findings because it's research in your classroom, but other teachers will want to know too, and you want to make sure to get that out there to them in some way, whether it's at a faculty meeting or you run a PD, because teachers helping teachers is the best way to go about improving your classroom techniques. So there are some benefits of action research. For example, it helps teachers create new professional knowledge through systematic study. And then I really liked this quote here from one of the teacher examples in the book. And it says, teacher inquiry is not something I do, it is more a part of the way I think. Inquiry involves exciting and meaningful discussions with colleagues about the passions we embrace in our profession. So this is something that I guarantee you guys are doing in your classroom all the time, because we always try to do something better as learners of our practice, and we try to go from something good to even better. So maybe I'll try this, and maybe this will work, or it didn't work, but if I did this, it might be different. We're doing that all the time. And so the chapter kind of wrapped up with 5 different things to think about. The first one was, what is the degree of comfort that exists with this tool at your school? One of the things they talked about that is, if your school is very forward-thinking and learning-driven, then teacher inquiry would be great. However, if your school is kind of not there yet, you might want to take a step back. And that goes along with the second question, which is, how ready is your school's culture to implement the tool? If you're just now learning how to kind of get outside your comfort zone, maybe do like a pilot group of teachers where you have a couple go through the teacher inquiry process and then share it with the school in the future, and then maybe they will at that point jump in and want to be more involved as well. The third one is, how would you carve out time to use this tool in your building? So really one of the things that they stressed was that it would be wonderful if you could just kind of implement this into everyday stuff. When we're meeting with PLCs or as we're doing a faculty meeting, just have something little to go along with that. But if teachers have to carve out some of their time, it encourages schools to give them a little more time, whether it's, a half day with the sub or something like that. Number 4 is what resources would you need to successfully use this tool? So you definitely will want to have a lot of research available for this. Maybe a coach to help guide the way. So that way, if you're not just sending a teacher out on their own. And it says, what type of data might you collect while using this tool? And like I mentioned before, a lot of it is just your basic classroom data. So looking at any assignments that they might have, any learning checks they might have, it's pretty simple to put all that together. So that's all I have for this chapter. It was pretty short, but I think the main points are all there. I can't wait to watch the rest of yours. See ya!